Hi there, welcome back, and Inktober is here. So, for those of you who don't know, Inktober is basically a prompt list that you follow in the month of October, and you basically draw little sketches or drawings every single day till the end of October. For this year, I decided to go with musical edition because that's what my channel is all about. Sadly, the recording gave me kind of a headache, so I couldn't record the whole thing, and the inking process is just finished already. It's gonna keep cutting in between because my phone kept dying, so I only have partial recordings. Besides that, the camera keeps shaking and my hand is in the way a lot, so bear with me. So the first drawing is my favorite female character from musical, and I chose Dorothy from Wizard of Oz. I think that was my first musical ever seen. I'm referring to the musical movie, obviously. And fun fact, I was actually named by her, by Dorothy. For the design, I didn't want to go anything crazy. I just wanted to draw her with a rainbow in the background, like the song that is playing in the background. And side note, I tried to find songs for every single musical to play in the background, but for some reason the last one doesn't have it. Dorothy is also one of my dream roles. I've seen Wicked as well, but I feel like the Wizard of Oz original, the one that I grew up with, so I would rather be a part of that production. And when I was a kid, I was afraid of the Wicked Witch, especially because there is a part in the movie where she rides her broom and she writes, "Be scared, Dorothy," or "Stop running, Dorothy." I forgot what the actual line is because I watched this translated version, and we watched this in the class. I was about 12 years old or less, and everybody turned to me saying, "Ooh, you should be careful, Dorothy," blah blah blah. And that really, I don't know, that really hurt me for some reason because they were sort of mocking me in a way, but it wasn't really bad. I was just really offended for some reason. So this Wicked Witch really scared me. Next up is favorite male character, and I think people who know me kind of expect this one. Evan Hansen from Dear Evan Hansen, the musical. Funny story about this, I thought I would hate it because it was literally everywhere. So once I went to the bookstore and was looking at the musical and theater section, and I really wanted to buy a book that is either a play or a musical. So I saw it because it's very obvious book. It's very out there. It's blue and the cast is on it, the arm cast, so I knew right away what it is. And I was like, I'll give it a try, but I'm probably not gonna like it. So I bought it and I actually read it a few weeks later when I was on the plane back to home, and I cried on the plane. It was just so beautifully written, and it feels so real to me that I couldn't stop thinking about it. And when I read it, I didn't listen to the cast recording, so I had no idea how the songs sound like, but I just imagined them in my head. And later on, when I arrived home, I checked the full album and I cried again. So yeah, that's how I found out about Evan Hansen, and obviously Evan is my favorite. I like Connor too, but realistically speaking, me and Evan would be more likely be friends than me and Connor. So yeah, I really recommend reading it first and then listening to the cast album. I don't know how to explain, but without listening to it first, I was more focused on the story. and I was reading the lyrics as well, but I didn't focus on the song is catchy or not. I just focused what the song means, and later on when I listened to the whole cast recording, it just added another layer to every single character because the melodies really really impact the whole musical, which is pretty cool to see because some of the songs actually connect, like Evan's song Waving Through the Window and his mom's song. I saw a TikTok that says it's actually just slowed down in a different key, the piano instrumental. And yeah, it's just really cool, and I've seen a couple slime tutorials on it, and yeah, sadly I was supposed to see it in LA next January, but Miss Rona knocked on the door and said no, so guess not. Next up, we have a favorite dead character. For this one, I kind of struggled because I wasn't sure who to choose. There's so many people that die in musicals, it's crazy. I was thinking about Philip from Hamilton, obviously. Then, my boyfriend actually told me I could have chosen six because they technically all died. And yeah, then I realized there is a musical where literally everybody dies as well, and that's Les Mis. So I chose Eponine, which is most likely fan favorite. She's a strong girl who has feelings for another guy that is her friend or all her life basically, but then he meets another girl for a day and he's like totally whipped for her, and she decides to go into the battle and she dies basically in that battle for him, saving him. And even when she's dying, he still doesn't see her that way, which is just, it's just so sad. And I seen Les Mis movie, I haven't seen the production. And the movie was alright. It wasn't my favorite, to be honest. It was 3 hours long, which was like, Jesus Christ, why? But I did like Hugh Jackman's performance a lot. At first, I was like, wait, this guy looks familiar. Who is he? And the more he sang and talked, I was like, he sounds like Hugh Jackman. And then it was him. So finally, I recognized an actor. And I liked everyone's performance. It's just that I am not really into plots where it's only singing. I don't like the plots being conveyed only through songs. I like it when they speak and act too. So that was a little bit of a letdown, but I have a plan to see the production one time, hopefully when everything's settled down. But for now, that's what I have, the musical movie. I was looking at multiple references for Eponine, but I wasn't really sure how to incorporate my style into it and just overall what to draw. And then I decided to go with just a front profile and a splat of blood. I wasn't really sure what scene I was gonna draw. Is it when she's about to die, or when she's singing her On My Own song, which makes me cry every single time, or I don't know, because her hat says death scene. I don't know what I was really going for, but there's also a part that this recording didn't capture, is that I decided to paint the background with metal paint, with the silver, to give it a little bit more pop. Originally I wanted to go black, but I feel like it wouldn't capture, it would kind of, I don't know, suck all the colors away, because it was already so earthy, I guess. Besides that, right, in the background, and the black would just kind of take away the focus, in my opinion. So I decided to go with silver, and then the white outline, which is, by the way, white out because my Posca pens just kind of died. I mean, all of them are fine except the white one, so I have to buy the new one, and I didn't have anything else, so whiteout saved the day again, and it's gonna save it a couple of times. But I'm actually think that this is one of my favorite pieces, if not my favorite piece of all time that I've drawn traditionally, because I am not a traditional artist. I do stuff digitally, so this is a great challenge to me, for me, honestly. And yeah, I just think her design looked the best, and I actually struggled with it the most. I actually redraw it on the other side. It was really horrible, so I had to restart it. And lastly, we have favorite child character. And again, I was thinking about Philip. I just didn't want to draw Hamilton characters yet, because I know they're gonna come up in the future, and I didn't want everything to be Hamilton. So I was thinking who to draw. I was thinking also about Annie, but then I realized about Into the Woods. I couldn't really find the soundtrack, the music box soundtrack for it, hence the repeated background music. I saw Into the Woods, the movie, back in the day when it came out. That sounds old, but I saw it with my classmates in high school. And we went to see the movie basically only because Johnny Depp was in it. My classmate was really, and still is, very obsessed with him. So we were kind of disappointed in finding out that he's the big bad wolf, and then he dies, and that's it. So that was kind of a letdown. I liked the first half of the movie, so Act 1, where all the fairy tales are reaching for their goals, and then at the end they succeed, and then Act 2 everything goes wrong, basically. I didn't like that concept. I didn't really understand it at the time. I thought it was garbage, but I did like the songs a lot. And now that I look back to it, I regret not looking more into it. I saw online the actual meaning behind the musical, and how it's all focused on the children. Therefore, I drew Little Red Riding Hood, which is also a dream role of mine, I guess. I don't know, she's just so carefree and always hungry for sweets and stuff. So I feel like, besides her, I like the baker's wife as well, even though she's kind of a cheater. But I mean, Emily Blunt, though, who cannot love her? For the design, I wanted to draw her being caught in the act of eating sweets. I even drew a little croissant in the background with like blueberry jam on it for some reason. I don't know. I just didn't know how to imply that she isn't bleeding, but that she just messy because of the strawberry jam. And as you can see, I used a washi tape, which was totally accidental. I have washi tapes usually to hold my paper down, but then this one has candy on it and ice cream and strawberries and milk and everything. So, and it's red as well, so it looked really cool, and I decided to make a frame out of it. So here are my finished artworks. I'm so sorry for the shaky camera and this poor execution of a recording, but I hope you guys liked it. This is week 1, days 1 to 4, and I'll see you guys with another week with another drawing next week. Thank you.